Happy Tuesday, guys. Making a video on weight loss and carbohydrate intake. I won't keep this too long, and hopefully it answers any questions, or if you have any further questions at the end, you can shoot me a private message. So, carbohydrate intake and fat loss. So, what triggered this is many people are coming up to me in the gym and asking me how I'm feeling. Most of the folks at the gym know that I'm taking part in a fitness competition, and usually people are attributing weight loss with a reduced carbohydrate intake, and we all know that you don't feel the best doing that. So, I can honestly answer right now, I feel great. Strength's up higher than it's been in a long time. I'm down weight, I'm not doing crazy cardio, I'm not starving myself, energy's great, but if this was 4 or 5 years ago, I was an awful, almost the reverse in every single category. I would be, I was extremely tired, I was weak, could barely work out, starving, and I was doing lots of cardio. I'll talk about what's kind of changed over the last couple years. I've learned substantially more about consuming calories, diets, training methodologies, stuff like this that I've been employing that have made the difference. But I digress. Going back to the carbohydrate intake. So guys, weight loss works through the same mechanism across the board. There's no secret pill, there's no secret magic strategy. If you're in a calorie deficit, then you will lose weight. That's what it is. There's some extreme outliers. It could be, if you're not losing weight and you're in a deficit, it could be hormonally based, could be based on medications, but I'm just going to focus on the run-of-the-mill. So when we're down in calories, less than our body needs to run itself, we will lose weight. Now, this can be attained through, high protein, high carbohydrate, low fat, high fat, low carb, low protein. It can, like in a ketogenic model, lots of folks like to go ketogenic. Like a true ketogenic would be almost like a 90% fat intake with 0 carb and maybe 10% protein. Could be a modified ketogenic, could be an intermittent fast. Some people like to go 16, 18 hours without food intake, and then they'll eat for the next 8. It could be, the Weight Watchers model. Whatever it is, folks, it's just, if we are in a deficit, we will lose. And that's how it is. If you are using any of those modalities and you are not in a deficit, you will not lose. Okay? So, why people fall into the no carb, low carb pitfalls? First thing that happens when you stop taking carbohydrates in is your body starts to burn through the carbs that it has, which are located in your liver, in your muscles. Okay? So, glycogen. So, glycogen gets burned, and you start to dump water because carbohydrates like to hold water as well. So not only is your body holding less carbohydrates in your stomach, in your muscles, in your liver, but your body is also holding way less water now. Because 1 gram of carbohydrates can hold 3 grams of water. So that can add up pretty quick. So now we're reducing our carbohydrate intake. We're drinking a lot of water. So most people, when they start eating clean, their sodium levels also change. Because they're eating salads, no carbohydrates. If they're putting reduced sodium things, lots of options for reduced sodium. Sodium also isn't necessarily a bad thing. I don't think there's inherently good or bad food. It's how we're taking in. But I digress again. So we're down carbs. We're taking in more water, less sodium. What happens there is we're just dropping water like crazy. So within a week, we see like a weight loss goal or a weight loss of 10 pounds, 12 pounds. So people are like, oh my gosh, this low carb thing, this is the real deal. I'm all about this. And then their weight slowly starts to plateau. And it's not because they burned 10 pounds of fat. No, that's probably not what happened. I mean, in extreme cases, it can happen. I'm not going to say it won't happen. It could happen if your caloric output is, that of 35,000 calories that week, and you've been in that deficit, or you've made it up in cardio and stuff. Then that would be 10 pounds of fat. But if you just cut, your carbs back, you've dumped a ton of water. you've dumped a ton of water and you probably don't feel good. Problems that can occur from that: reduced blood volume, and you're going to get dizzy and feel like garbage. I've seen it happen. So after a week or two, and you've dropped 15 pounds, might have dropped a pound of fat, because hopefully you're exercising accompanied with that and eating in a reduced calorie output, eating reduced calorie intake, then hopefully you are down a pound of fat. But here's what kind of starts to push people back towards their old lifestyle habits: is they'll do a cheat meal. And cheat meal, nothing wrong with that in my opinion. Does it raise your metabolism? No. It kind of does, but it's raised to the fact that it needs to burn off all the extra energy. So I won't talk about that, but you take a cheat meal in, and what is that cheat meal composed of? Well, carbohydrates, whether it's simple or complex. We're getting lots of sugars, we're getting carbs in, probably a ton of sodium, water. So after that cheat meal, you might be up 7, 8, 9. I've taken cheat meals in after shows, and I've put on 10, 12 pounds. And it wasn't just an excessive cheat meal. I would make 3 slices, 4 slices of pizza, which is substantially more than I would take in now. But still, like when you get on the scale the next day and you're like, oh my God, I'm up 10 pounds, all that hard work that I did, and I'm right back at the starting point. People like to use that as a backslide, and it's tough and it sucks. But that's why I don't think low carbohydrate intake is the right answer for lots of folks that are trying to make a lifestyle change. Carbohydrates are an important macronutrient, as important as any other one. I think that when we take them in, we just need to be aware of how many calories we need to take in through the day. If you are in a deficit, you will burn fat. Okay? How many calories do you need? And then divide that ratio up. I mean, some people are more sensitive to carbohydrates than others. I get it. I am one of those individuals. But I don't stray away from them because of that. And over time, I've actually built up my ability to take in more carbohydrates. I started off at a lower increment, let's say 8 months ago, but I've built it up drastically over the last little bit with no ill effects, and I'm reaping the benefits as far as like performance in the gym. So know how many calories you need to take in, be consistent with it, and work hard, and you will see it come down. Don't make drastic changes into your nutrition right off the hop. Log your calories for a week and see what you take in. You know how much you need to take in. See how many you take in. If you're over, cut it down. Cut it down by 250 calories a day, or cut it down to what is your deficit for a pound a week loss, and you could start there. Just make sure your energy levels are good. Okay. The next thing is, you wouldn't want to start with a 2,000 calorie deficit. Start with enough to lose a pound a week. Okay? That's a healthy loss. That's sustainable. And you're not going to be jeopardizing any other things. I think that's all I wanted to talk about today, guys. If you do have any questions, please let me know. Feel free to reach out here, or come see me if you're in the New Glasgow area. You can come to Good Life Fitness. I'm there most all the times. I'm also in at Supplement King, typically on Saturdays. So if you guys have any questions regarding any of this, please let me know. I wish the best of luck to all of you that are taking in any endeavors to do a lifestyle change there. Remember, it's all about consistency. We all have slip-ups every now and again, but just coming back and eating healthy and getting exercise, and that's the real trick. Just be consistent, exercise, and eat healthy, folks. That's it. And not only will you see the weight loss that you're looking for, but increased energy levels. You'll see a positive reflection in your mood, many other benefits that would take too long to actually list through. So I hope everybody has a great day. Take care.